Let's talk about our treasure hunt movie.
I'd love to. You have been Spider-Man and Billy Elliot and many others. We've discussed that at length. But now your PlayStation's iconic hero, one Nathan Drake.
Yes.
How the heck did that happen?
It's actually quite an interesting story.
Leaves are falling all around.
Everything in here. Why the map?
This path that Ferdinand Magellan took to sail around the world.
You know your history.
I was shooting Spider-Man Homecoming. Sony were kind enough to gift me a PlayStation during the shooting of that movie, and my best friend and I, Harrison, we were playing Uncharted 4 while waiting for lighting setups or stunt setups and stuff.
Tough.
And yeah, tough life. And I'd never played the games before, and while playing that game, it's so cinematic and has such a wonderful story
For those who prove worthy, paradise awaits.
that I couldn't help but think, wow, this would make an incredible movie.
Took a long time for him to get out of this game.
He's meant for this life.
But that's as far as my kind of intrigue went. I actually went to Tom Rothman and pitched him an idea for an origin story for James Bond, which was essentially the idea that you would meet this kid in the SAS, he exceeds in every category, does really well, goes on this mission, and at the end of the mission is assigned the status of 007, which is in turn James Bond. But obviously, from a marketing point of view, you can't make a James Bond film and then reveal at the end of the film that he's James Bond. It doesn't make sense. It's just, no one's ever going to do that. But I think from that idea, Tom Rothman kind of, you know, the genius producer that he is, came up with the idea that we could do an origin story to Nathan Drake, a film that they had previously been trying to make for
Years.
10, 15 years. You know, Mark Wahlberg was attached to it at one point, David O. Russell was going to direct it, Robert De Niro was going to play Sully, and he had this idea that maybe we could tell an origin story. Maybe that's why we've been kind of hitting this wall every time we've put this film into development.
Your brother believed that there was a final piece.
Well, you know my brother Sid?
You have no idea who you're partnered with.
And I guess that was the key, to kind of give the audiences something they haven't seen yet, this fresh take on Nathan Drake, which thankfully for me, was me.
Was you.
Right.
After an incredible amount in the gym.
Yeah, I'd trained my arse off for that film. It was mental.
I just honestly, respect.
Thank you.
I saw a couple of months ago this video that went viral about you manifesting your own life.
Sure.
Have you seen it? This is where you say, you know what, I'd love to play Spider-Man in 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe Spider-Man in like 10 years' time.
Yeah,
And then you say, oh, you know, I really like Zendaya.
Who was your first ever celebrity crush?
Zendaya.
And then you say, you know what, my favourite game ever has to be Uncharted.
Right.
My favourite video game is this little game called Uncharted. That's my favourite game.
So how does that feel to have been, you're literally living the dream.
I am living the dream. I actually genuinely think I am the luckiest person alive. I genuinely think that. You know, I've got a great group of friends, I have a wonderful family, I have a career that I'm incredibly proud of, and I get to do what I love for a living every day.
And now you're hanging out with Mark Wahlberg with a dodgy tash.
Yeah.
Hey, put him down, boys.
What more could you want?
What is that thing on your face?
Yeah, puberty's right around the corner, kid. You can grow your own.
He actually looks good in the tash, you know. I wouldn't tell him that.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I'd bring it. I know he's tired from his routine. He's got to get up at midnight to do everything. I mean, have you seen anything of that?
Man works hard. It's interesting. He had a gym built while we were making the film in Berlin so that he could train to the capacity in which he trains, which I can say from someone who has seen him, it's legit. He's not the kind of person that's like, I get up at 4 a.m. and gets up at 10 a.m. But I trained in the evenings after work, and he trained in the mornings, just because his regime is too intense.
Too intense.
And also we have different regimes. Like, I was trying to put on size because he's so big, and I came to the set and I was quite skinny. So I was like, I need to not look like just one of your biceps. I need to put some weight on. So we had a different regime. So it worked out really well.
And it is part of the Nathan Drake thing. He's one of those casually attractive, this isn't me sucking up, built guys. He's got witty one-liners.
A little young for a bartender, aren't you?
A little old for prom, aren't you?
What would you say are the things about the character that millions of people love so much?
I think it's his sense of adventure.
There are places out there you can't find on any map.
His constant need to find the unknown.
They're not gone. They're just lost.
This film is about looking for Magellan's lost treasure, which theoretically is a real thing. Like, you could potentially go out there one day and find $5 billion worth of treasure.
Someday it's treasure that's never been found.
$5 billion, easy.
But it's just a story.
I beg to differ.
Mark and I are secretly hoping that someone will find it, and because we made that film, we will be entitled to a certain percentage as kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
of
we
course.
should be.
I mean, not a finder's fee, but sort of a
Just a little
Yeah.
thanks for the idea kind of thing.
little something.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's his sense of adventure, and he has the ability to do what so many can't do, which is drop everything and travel the world. You know, so many of us you've got to work. You got to go to work, you got to clock in, you clock out, you go home, you get up, you do the same thing. Nathan Drake just seems to have unlimited funds and can just go wherever he wants, whenever he wants, and swim through caves.
Yeah, of course, he loves it. I mean, he just genuinely loves it. That and making bad jokes, well, that sort of thing.
All right.
Ready?
Well.
It's cute.
What?
Because it's a well.